Goddamn rats, Joseph grunted, kicking a rather pathetic-looking example of the species near his boot. The scrawny rat rolled from where the guardsman kicked it, hitting a nearby wall and scurrying away into a hole. "Careful, Joseph," his partner Raven teased, barely containing a chuckle. "Those rats will probably file a complaint. They've been down in these sewers long enough to have a seat on the governor's table." Joseph rolled his eyes, barely keeping the contempt out of his voice. "Might explain why we're ordered to patrol these old sewers. I can't see any other reason why we'd be down here. This place has been blocked for over 100 years. "Doesn't matter if they've been closed for 1,000, Raven chided. "We patrol like good soldiers. I mean, hell, it could be worse. These sewers could still be in use. I know you have a filthy mind, Joseph, but I doubt you want a filthy body to go along with it." Used to his partner's jibes, Joseph readied one of his own. The back and forth insults, the only thing keeping the guardsman's boredom at bay. The sarcastic reply died on his lips, however, when he noticed a strange shadow scurrying behind Raven. A shadow that quickly jumped into the air, aiming straight at Raven's head. Before Joseph could cry out a warning, jaws with incisors the size of an adult finger snapped around the back of Raven's neck, digging deep and spilling his partner's lifeblood in a torrent. The jaws were attached to a rat about the size of a large hound, its mangy fur covered in filth and boils. Behind the creature, more of its kin appeared, all growling and moving towards Joseph. Joseph ran. Used to dealing with drunks and thieves, the sight of the rat hounds caused fear to override any sense of duty he might have had. The only thing left in his mind was survival. Running through corridors he had lazily patrolled only moments before, he ducked and weaved through low-hanging beams and upraised bricks, his ultimate goal being the exit grate and freedom. Hoping to run out and save his life, and then, perhaps, warn the populace. Making the final turn, Joseph stopped in his tracks. Standing in front of the open grate was a rat man about 3 feet in height, a disgusting-looking thing covered in filthy leathers that barely covered its horrendous form. Where skin was exposed, he only saw patchworks of furry flesh and strange muscles. Some muscles seemed to bulge with unnatural strength, while others seemed to have atrophied to near uselessness, creating an uneven body shape that seemed to be ready to break apart at any moment. Shaking, Joseph pulled out his sword and slowly backed away, readying for the creature to attack. The creature simply chuckled, making no move to approach Joseph. Eventually, half its jaw curled in what he could only assume was a grin. Looking up, it simply said, "Hungry? Yes, yes." Joseph, clouded by fear, was too hysterical to notice the rat man wasn't talking to him. Stepping further back, he bumped against a wall of fur, a fur that felt uncomfortably warm, and pushed against him with the familiar rhythm of breathing. Looking up, he saw a giant rat head with a gaping, saliva-drenched maw staring down at him. The head was attached to a body half again as tall as him and twice as wide, and every part of it rippling with muscle. Before Joseph could move, the massive humanoid creature grabbed Joseph and lifted him up towards its jaws. Joseph could only give out a pitiful squeak before those jaws crunched down, consuming his head whole. Even among a race as vile and self-serving as the Skaven, the members of Clan Moulder have a dark reputation. Masters of the manipulation of flesh, they produce bestial horrors to fight for the forces of the horned rat. Horrors produced from those Skaven unlucky enough to be used by those clans' experiments. Whether that be unfortunate slaves, Skaven working at the wrong place at the wrong time, or those Skaven of other clans who have had the audacity to cross them. It's through these abominations that the Skaven of Clan Moulder have earned their place among Skaven kind, serving the horned rat by creating even more deadly horrors to throw at its enemies. Skaven masters of their feral kin, the pack master whips their beasts into shape before unleashing them on their enemies. Hideous even by Skaven standards, the constant exposure of mutagenic, alchemical agents produces a Skaven almost as monstrous as the creatures they control. Where the forces of Clan Moulder prowl, a swarm of rats are sure to follow. Whether a natural ability of the Skaven of the clan, an after effect of the various alchemical agents that soak the clan's created creatures, or a blessing from the horned rat itself, the rats come as a tide of furry flesh that buries the enemy. Faithful hounds and murderous monsters, the giant rats of Clan Moulder take down their foes like the wolves they mimic. An army of mangy furred beasts ready to attack with pack tactics and sharpened fangs. Perfected by Skaven science long ago, rat ogres are a common sight in any Clan Moulder army. So successful and lethal are these creatures, they have become an unofficial symbol of the clan, a perfect example of the strength and brutality that the clan symbolizes. There are few creatures as difficult to kill as the Hell-Pit Abomination, a bestial mass of ever-shifting flesh. It trods through the battlefield surviving weapons fire and blows that should have killed it many times over. Even if it falls, its unnatural biology may allow it to gain new life, or birth a tide of rats to swamp the enemy. To be a Skaven of Clan Moulder is to be a master of the flesh, to slay your foes with lab-grown abominations possessed of bestial fury. Hey guys, this is Arvandus and I hope you enjoyed this video about those disgusting members of Clan Moulder. If you like it, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you like it, consider giving to my Patreon. With the extra money gives you the time I need to work on these stories that I love. Anyway, thanks for listening and see you next time.